Welcome to today's podcast, Beyond Words. We're living in this era called the artificial intelligence. It's exciting, isn't it? But many say that they fear of losing their jobs because of AI, like coding, data crunching, and many other creative work is taken over by AI in various industries. But there is one thing that AI cannot touch, some things I would say, which is communication, emotional intelligence, and leadership skills. Now, we can't make a machine feel or understand the nuance in human interaction. That is what we are going to dive in today. Before we go deeper into this, I have to introduce you my co-host, Shuvo, the man with all the insight. Now, Shuva is a Bangladeshi, married to a Sri Lankan, living in Sri Lanka for the past 19 years. He is a passionate speaker, a leader. He is into healthcare, training and development, and many, many more, which you will know along this podcast. Shuva, welcome to the podcast today.
Thank you very much, Milana. When you say that I'm a man with insight, I feel like there is a cape behind me. And it's really exciting to be here and having this conversation with you. AI will take over emotional intelligence or not, we'll find out in the conversation, which is coming up. But before that, I would like to introduce you. Right? And so it has been a pleasure working with you over here, right?
Thank you.
And so Milhana is a transformative guru, a coach, and an international speaker. Apart from that, she's a competitive speaker as well, and she's a competitive humorous speaker.
Yeah,
right?
Could be crazy.
And what happens is, every time she comes to the stage, the whole room, whole audience light up. I love her energy. A mother of three, she started her journey of communication while finding for her son's school.
Yes.
Now that's what she told me, right? But amazing, amazing individual. I'm really excited to have this conversation with you and contribute to the audience's value.
Thank you so much. Now, that is a little too much, but then again, I take it. Thank you. So let me add on to your introduction as well. You are a dad of two amazing, beautiful girls who are 17 and
13.
13. Wonderful. And a wonderful husband. I will ask you how you met your wife.
How? Okay.
Did you use your communication skills?
Actually, if you say that effective communication,
Yeah.
my wife, then girlfriend, now wife,
Okay.
that's the example I can give you, the nearest one. Yes.
How did you meet her? I'm asking, did you use your communication skills? What did you use to impress this lady?
So I met her literally, I met her at a bus stop in Bangkok, right? So guys who are listening to this podcast, I just want to make sure that I was in Thailand studying, nothing else.
Oh.
So what happened is I was waiting for the bus and she come up to me. So she came up to me, she asked me that, are you from ABAC? ABAC is my university. So I said, yes, I'm from ABAC. So then she said she got lost. She took a wrong bus. Now in Bangkok, a beautiful girl asking that she's lost. Obviously, you need to help her. Till today, I think she followed me, but she doesn't want to accept that.
Hey.
Right? So then I said,
listening.
yeah. So then I said, okay, so I'm going that way. Why don't you come with me? So she said, okay, I'll join you. So she joined me. So we took a bus. And guess what? That was also a wrong bus.
Ooh.
And then while this 20 minutes bus journey, she told me that, okay, she likes towers, you know, she's from this beautiful island called Sri Lanka. So then, okay, we had the conversation. And then at the end, while she was getting off the bus, I asked her, that was 1999. Star Wars Episode 1 was about to release. So I usually don't do it. So I asked her, oh, you know what? Star Wars Episode 1 is releasing. Would you like to go with me? And she looked at me and she said, yeah, okay. And then she gave me her name card. So she's a student and she has a name card. And in the card, it clearly says her contact number. But she told me, email me. I said, okay, I email you. And that was the introduction of each other. Oh. I actually gone back and find out it was February when I met her. February 2nd when I met her. Oh. But the Star Wars Episode 1 was releasing in December. Ooh. So then, of course, rest is history. Then 2005, I got married, and since then, I'm here.
Wow, wonderful. Got into the wrong bus, got lucky with Star Wars.
Yes. Wonderful. And with effective communication.
Oh, yes. We should not forget that part. I love it. You just nailed it. How do you think, why do you think in such an AI-dominated world, why do you think that communication skills is critical?
Okay. So communication skill is actually, if you really look at it, machine will not replace human. Human with machine will replace human. Wow. So that's the perspective we must really focus on. AI is not taking away your job. No, it's not correct. AI is empowering our job. It's all about mindset. Because when we focus on what's not there, we'll always see what's not there. But if you focus on how AI can add value to us, we'll see that. Just to give you an example, one of the popular platform is ChatGPT. We use it these days. Right? Now it's called ChatGPT 4.0. In my office, at home, my 17-year-old, 13-year-old, I always encourage them to use ChatGPT. But of course, when you really do the, when you go through the ChatGPT, it will give you a result. But what's very important is that to be effective, not just, okay, ChatGPT is giving me this, I copy-paste and send it to the client. Or I copy-paste, send it to the teacher. Or let's say when my daughter is doing an essay, I said, yeah, use ChatGPT, but personalize it. Because your audience, you have to customize it according to your audience, which is very important. So when you do that, then you get the impact of this. Then the ChatGPT is supporting you. Or this kind of AI platform is supporting you. Now, challenge happens when you just put the detail, it gives you a result, copy, paste, and send it. When we start using ChatGPT or AI platform as a clutch, then is the challenge. Then you will see people have the impact. We will see, of course, we need to use our brain, right? So we are not using that. We're depending on a platform. There is no learning out of it. But if you use it in that sense, then you will see it's empowering us.
Yes, absolutely. Now, when it comes to a one-on-one conversation, there can be miscommunication. So how do you deal with these miscommunications, like problems or conflicts in workplace and even at home?
Yes.
You can't ask AI to write down something for you in advance, no. But when you're having that one-to-one conversation, how do you deal with that?
So when you ask me this question, what came to my mind is that I'm sending a WhatsApp message to my wife, and then wife is looking at it, and she must have, I said something, and then she understood something, and the result is something else. It happened at home.
Yes, yes.
I always say this, WhatsApp and email is the worst kind of communication we can have.
Ooh, why do you say that?
See, because the emotional part of it, we're talking about the intelligence, right? The emotional intelligence.
Yes.
You see, when I introduced you just now, how did you feel?
Felt nice, good.
If I would have done the same thing in a WhatsApp group, how would you feel?
There would be no impact.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that emotional impact is very important. And whereby the communication, all the communication, different segments comes in. How to structure, how to use your vocal variety, how to use your body language. It's very important. Now, let's say in office, I'm talking to my team member. I can talk to them in a very, just observe my vocal variety. Let's say something is not done. Why you haven't done it? Why are you doing it? Why are you not able to do this? That's one way, right? I'll say the same thing in a different volume. Why are you not able to do it? What happened? Yeah. So you see that vocal variety has a lot of impact on this. At home, with wife, just go and talk about why you haven't done it. Okay, that's it.
Chatas.
Yeah, maybe dinner will not be there. You never know. Yeah. I mean, even with my daughters as well. You know, so I used to be very, when I talk, anyhow, I have a bit of higher energy. So earlier, my daughters, they will be like, okay, why are you talking to us like that? But I mean good.
Yeah.
But because of my vocal variety, it's different.
Yeah.
I can give you another example. Body language. We are having a conversation, right?
Yes.
So I'm sitting like this and having a conversation. Do you feel connected to me?
No.
I'm sitting like this and talking to you. How do you feel? You feeling the attention?
Yes, yes.
Do you think AI will be able to give this?
Not at all.
Yeah. So definitely that element of communication, those three elements, as I mentioned about structuring, vocal variety and body language is very important.
Yes.
Whether it's at home or at work.
Yeah, the tone of how you say things is very crucial.
Very, very
It's
important.
very important.
So Milera, you have been asking a lot of questions to me.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question.
Okay, please go ahead.
So, what do you think about when it comes to listening?
Listening is very important because I can share a story with you. Once I was at this meeting, I was delivering a keynote, and then this guy was going on with his laptop, and I just was distracted as a speaker. I'm like, when you speak, you wishful. When someone is talking to you, you need to have that eye contact. You need to respond. You need to show that, yes, I'm there with you. We are connecting. Yes, I am listening. That is very important. Even at home, like when you want your kids to do something, like you are screaming and yelling and no one cares and they are like running around and you are like, am I the only person who is talking here? Please listen. Respect. Listening is respect.
Great. So, do you think to be an effective communicator, you have to be an effective listener?
Definitely. You can't, like some people, they just listen to give an answer. Like earlier we had a conversation where you mentioned it. So some people just want to barge in and just say something for the sake of saying it. But no, listen, understand what I'm trying to tell you, and then give me an answer. So I know, okay, he sort of does understand what I'm coming at. So it is very important. It's not just talking for the sake of talking. When you listen, you know how to communicate better. You know what you should say, not say, be careful. So all these things align. It is very important.
Okay, great. So, I mean, election is coming next month, right?
Yes.
So you always see all these politicians, when they go on stage, we can't make them stop talking.
Yeah.
Do you think that's an effective communication?
Should I say this?
Can we talk about politics? I don't know. It just came to my mind.
Well, we try to
Skip, okay.
Political.
Okay, that's fine.
fine.
Okay.
But I'm not talking about candidates. I think this is
Okay, so no. Then I'll take out the politics part.
Yes.
I'll ask you that question in a different way.
Yes.
Okay. So, Mitara, have you met speakers, or let's say you're hanging out with the group of friends?
Yes.
There'll be one friend, you cannot make him talk. Like he will talk until, the cows come home.
Yes.
And he thinks it's very interesting. Do you think it's effective communication?
It is not. It kind of irritates you. Like you don't want to be in that setup. Like when you go out with friends, we have to balance whatever we are sharing. So you have to know to carry yourself in such a way that, all of us are having fun, all of us have our fair share of speaking or talking. You just don't talk and, drive everyone crazy. It comes to a point where we are like, oh my God, why did we have this person here?
Got it. So, so if it is so, can you share some tips or tricks, right, to be an effective communicator on the stage and off the stage?
On the stage and off the stage, I would say one thing, just be as authentic as possible, because you are there as somebody else on stage, you are here as somebody else off stage, is not something that I could do. Even if I am there or here, I am me. I have to be original. I have to, act like I am the same person. There's nothing modified there. Of course, when you go as a speaker, there are certain things that you have to, look into. But then again, always make sure that you are your authentic self. So I think to be an effective communicator, you have to know the skills which is effective in communicating, like say your eye contact, your vocal variety, how you utilize the stage, your body movements, like are you constantly using your hands, which is again a distraction. So all these things you have to know how to master and how to be in charge of your body and yourself and say what you want to say. Then you have the audience connecting. Even at home, when you are too aggressive or when you are not too kind, like no one will want to listen to you. Like you will only create haters. Here we are here to create people who are just like us, who will, have that connection and bond. So that is what I believe.
Great. Yeah, actually, add to that, I love when I met you, we were introducing, you said that I spent most of my life in Maldives.
Yes.
And then I asked you, so are you from Sri Lanka? You said, I think so. so that authentic self itself created quite a number of humor there. So I loved it. So being yourself,
yes.
I think the communication, it's not only external, internal as well.
It is.
It is very important what you're telling yourself.
Yes.
You can say that I'm not good enough internally. I'm not strong enough. I am not able to do this. So by saying that, psychologically what's happening is you're getting yourself ready to fail.
Absolutely.
And same conversation I said, yes, I'm good enough. Maybe not good enough. I'm awesome. I'm outstanding. I'm brilliant. I'm excited. Just before this podcast, I was very nervous.
Oh.
But I was keep on telling myself, I'm excited. I love myself. Let's do this. I have a beautiful host also, or a co-host, I would say.
Thank you.
What I did is I focused on what I have.
And you have it all. Yeah. And I love the fact that I have once attended a workshop. I was just there back then. And I loved how you were doing that training session. Like the audience was so connected. As you came on stage, you did this dance where everyone were enjoying, and then you went into the training program and everything. You spoke about the niche and how important it was. And I really loved how you utilized the stage, your body language, like how you had your eye contact. So how did you master all this in one?
So there has been, I believe in one thing. Whatever we do in life is 80% psychology and 20% skill. Right? So skill is the speaking part of it, right? So how to structure your speech, how to develop the opening, ending, So we are master at it. That's a skill part of it. But during the 80% is the psychology. Going in front of the audience and delivering your content, that takes 80% of it. Give you a simple example. all of us play cricket, right? Of course, Sri Lanka has won the World Cup, and then Bangladeshis are playing cricket right now thanks to Sri Lankan coaches, right?
Yeah.
Only thing, sometimes we get excited and do other stuff as well while playing the cricket because we're very passionate about it. But then again, if everybody, I'm sure you can play cricket as well, right? Am I
Yes,
correct? Yeah, so
yes,
all of us, we know how to play it. But how come there is only one Sanghakara and only one Mahila Jayavardhana? Reason behind, they have mastered that 20%, the skill, they have mastered it again and again. But all the time, rest of the time, what they did is focusing on their psychology. It's very important. That's why, just imagine, Sanghakara is hitting 6. Then he's telling himself, whether I can do it or not, whether I can do it or not. Do you think he'll be able to hit? No. But every time he must say, yes, this is the part I'm going to hit 6, or this is the part I'm going to hit 4. That's the mindset.
Yes,
It's very important. Same principle in speaking as well. So how I have developed this whole area of psychological part of it, because there is, so I invested a lot on myself. In school time, I'm sure you had a friend who doesn't talk much, but whatever you ask them, they will go and follow. They will do it. Very, very introvert. I was that kid.
No.
Yes. To tell you the truth, I'm an introvert.
No way.
I am an introvert. Yes. But as and when it's required, I can bring out this part of myself also. And I have, over the period of time, I have invested on myself, and I have worked with world-renowned mentors. I've learned from them and invest because I wanted to find my own self so that I can have an empowering internal conversation that will help me to help myself and my family members and the community as a whole, the country.
So let me ask you this. You talk about investing on yourself. Like, in which direction? In which way?
So
Is it in communication or?
So
Yeah.
so communication, definitely. Yes. So I was introduced to this world-class platform in communication 15 years back. I was 28 when I joined this, right? I thought that, okay, if I can get to know this earlier, because in my country at that time it was not there. But thanks, when I settled in Sri Lanka, I found this organization and they helped me to find my voice. That was a starting point. The rest of it is I've gone different parts of the world to go and learn from the best of the best. Now, what happens when you absorb good things comes out.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's what happened. And then what I've done is both the organization, so whatever I have learned, I brought them back to that platform. What I've learned from the platform, the communication, I bring them back to the other side of it.
Okay.
So that has helped me a lot.
Yeah, I totally agree. You have to invest on yourself.
Yes.
Especially, like, for me, even I was silent, though I used to do things. I was a naughty girl, but I would not speak because I was scared to say anything. Will I say the right thing? Will I make a fool out of myself? So with that mentality, I was always very scared to do stuff.
Right.
So I thought, no, one day, since now we were in a process of establishing a school, that is when I realized, I have to work on my communication. If not, I will not be able to speak with the parents or the staff or anyone who would come and, ask me a direct question. So I had to be ready. I had to be strong and confident. So when you develop your communication skills, the one thing that you also develop is your confidence. And that is very important, especially where you work. So when I went for these training programs, and there are certain organizations which are open for communication skills, and they help you with these skills. So when I started investing in this direction, like, I learned, yes, the key of communicating with effect, efficient communication, all these things I was learning. So even to my audience, I would like to say, invest in yourself in terms of communication, because that is a key skill that you really need if you want to develop your career or even at your home. So coming back to my next question.
I get scared when you ask questions.
No, don't get scared. These are simple questions.
Got it.
So what do you think about pause? Like in communication, like some people have a habit of just going on without a break. So what do you think? Why do you think pausing is important?
So it comes back to the listening part of it. So there are 3 levels of listening. One type of listening is when somebody is talking to you, right? And you're already getting ready what you're going to reply. Are you actually listening to the person? No, right? You're actually getting ready to reply to him. Second level of listening is, okay, you listen and immediately try to reply. Still, there is no solid level of listening there. So there's a third level of listening whereby you listen, pause, then you reply. Now, these days, my wife is saying, what happened to you? You're listening to me. But earlier, if you ask her, most of the time she will say, you're not listening to me. I'm telling you, you're not listening to me. So that's also a result of training. I've gone and invested on listening only.
Wow.
But when you say long pause, you know what does it mean, the gap? It's called the sound of thinking.
Ooh.
When you give a pause, it's called sound of thinking. That person is thinking. In my team, when I work with my team member, I love to ask this question. Would you like to know what I did?
Yes, please go ahead.
What do you think?
Ooh.
When I ask that question, what's happening? Who's thinking? The team members are thinking.
Yeah.
Right? Not to push them on the deep end, not that. So what happens is that by doing that, whose brain is working? Team member's brain or my brain? Because leadership, when it comes to leadership is a choice. Leadership is not the role you have given. Right? I know after settling in Sri Lanka, I get to know something called Chinese role. I'm not talking about that Chinese role, okay? What I'm talking about is a role that we've been given. So we have been given roles and we think, oh, we are the leader. We're like, okay, since I have the role, I have the power. No. In a room, if you, as a leader, you are speaking the most, it's not right. You listen to your team members and then you gather, and while the team members are sharing, immediately you will see there's a lot of connection. All you have to do is, as a leader, you need to hold the space. That's all you have to do. And they will come up with the solution, and you combine it, you connect the dot, you help the team to connect the dot. That is the role of leadership, to serve the team, not to boss around.
Wow.
I used to be like that.
Really?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, no.
I used to be like that, and then to the point my team members say, they will tell me that, actually now they tell me because we have changed the communication. Now they say, these days, earlier days, you will be like this, do. But now you make us talk.
Yeah.
Why is that? So, but then we have open discussion because it's nothing like transparency. Whereas as a leader, the more you can share your weakness with your team will know how to support.
Wow.
That's how I work with my team. We represent this group of hospitals back in Singapore. I had a different communication when we worked with them earlier, if you talk about 5-6 years back. So whatever they say, we will say something else. Whatever they say, then slowly we change the style. Now we have been identified one of the fastest growing country in Singapore in that group.
Wow.
So it's only because nothing to do with me, my team members. So leadership is to serve. Servant leadership is very important.
Oh, that's amazing. I totally agree. Now, speaking about the team and being a leader who listens, and that question, what do you think?
Yeah.
Makes me wonder, what do you think about evaluation or receiving the feedback?
So evaluation, okay, there is a very popular model, sandwich model. Yeah? So recently, okay, by the way, what I'm sharing with you, there is a gentleman called Simon Sinek. So what I do is now there are 3 levels of listening. Sorry, there are 3 levels of learning, right? One is conscious level learning, what we're doing right now. I'm learning from you, you're learning from me.
Absolutely.
Second one is intellectual level learning. What's going to happen is once we leave this place, on the way home, we will think about, Milhana said in this way. What do you do? So I'll have that conversation with me. I'll pick some of the areas. Intellectually, I will absorb it. But what we're doing here right now, that's called experiential learning. Those first 2 levels, we'll forget. Maybe the intellectual is some part of it. But this experience, do you think we'll ever forget?
Never.
Yeah? So that experiential learning is very important. The point I wanted to make here is that the reason I brought this out, Simon Sinek, he has 3 books. I have read all the 3 books, but not only reading the book. I have learned from there. I implemented whatever I have learned in my day-to-day workplace and at home also. I've done that. And that's why it has happened in that way that, okay, that learning stays with you, right? Now, coming back to feedback, you're talking about feedback. One of the things Simon Sinek says is that, is it okay if I do a bit of role play with you?
Yes.
Okay. So, Milhana, I'm going to give you a feedback. I've been witnessing something to you, about you. Sorry, Milhana, I would like to have a conversation with you. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Yeah. So lately I have noticed something about you, and I would like to give that feedback to you so that you're able to improve. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Yeah? And it's nothing personal.
Okay.
Okay?
Shoot.
Yeah?
Yes.
So when I start this conversation with you, how do you feel?
I feel so relaxed. I feel like I'm having a conversation with a good friend.
Right. Okay. Now, does it matter whether you use the sandwich method or burger method at this point? Does it matter?
No.
No? That means you're ready to receive, because
Yes.
I've already psychologically prepared you that, I'm going to improve myself. Let me listen.
Okay.
Yeah?
I get it. Okay.
So and
Wonderful.
it's not a rocket science.
Yeah.
All this material is available in YouTube. Just type in Simon Sinek's name, tons and tons of material is there.
Yeah.
You type in Tony Robbins, tons and tons of material is there. But then again, if it is in YouTube, why I have to pay and go and attend this program? Again, that AI we are talking about, it comes back to that. It's nothing like real conversation. Just imagine you're watching, reading book and watching YouTube and not taking any action. Do you think you will learn? So nothing like physical. AI will fulfill, but that intellectual part of it, never be able to fulfill.
Yeah,
Fulfill,
totally agree. The physical interaction is very
Yeah.
important. Yeah.
That makes it more effective.
Yes. It
So
does.
feedback, coming back to your conclusion on the feedback, yes. Rather than so when we're giving the feedback, we give the feedback on the behavior of the person. And you get the person ready at the beginning itself. That I'm going to give you a feedback. Don't get offended. When I say that, how do you feel? Like, okay, hey, okay, nice. How do you feel? You tell me when I say that.
Well, I didn't feel anything at all. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
ready to listen.
you're ready to listen.
Yeah.
So I brought that expectation up.
Yes.
So feedback is very important.
So how do you use feedback at home with the missus?
Dangerous question.
Yes.
These days, yesterday, I was talking to her. So nowadays, I'm very upfront. I tell her, so she'll tell me, can you get this thing done? I said, okay, out of 5, I'll get 3 things done. Other 2, what is your expectation? And I ask her, what do you think?
Brilliant.
I don't know, my wife is going to watch this. I don't know what she's going to do. But no, just kidding. But she also
she'll
knows.
perhaps give you a feedback on that.
Yes. No, but she knows. She knows. I'm this crazy nut when it comes to self-development and investigation. She knows. So she also doesn't have any choice other than me, right? So wherever we go, I take my wife with me. Both of us, we go and learn together.
Oh, that's
I'm getting my 17-year-old, 13, very tough. But sometimes I said, no choice. If you don't do this, that's not going to happen. So they come along. So my environment, because environment is more important than your willpower. So I've created the environment in that way.
Oh, that's amazing. So that also requires a lot of communication skills.
Oh my God, definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely.
And when you are handling 3 ladies.
Yes, three.
Especially.
Oh, yes. I call it 3 girls.
Oh, 3 girls, yes. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So now we spoke about the importance of feedback, voice, body language, the pause. Do you think there is anything else that we should add on to, which is important?
I ask you the same question. Yeah.
Let me.
You see, you've been nicely sitting there listening to me, right? You said, "What do you think?"
I am listening.
Yeah. So, what do you think?
Yes, absolutely. You got it.
Yes. So, what do you think?
Okay.
I wasn't ready for that.
No, I think it's amazing, if you can learn and grow. And the main purpose here for all of us, I believe, is transformation. Like, if we cannot change, if we sit in one place in this comfortable zone that we create and not go beyond it, we are not going to transform or see any change in us. End of the day, we have a goal, we have a purpose. So if we want to achieve that, we have to work on these skills, especially communication. Like we discussed, emotional intelligence, leadership. So all these things align when you are willing to go a little bit further beyond. And today it gives me the pleasure to have you, because like you mentioned, I'm learning so much too, and it's amazing. Why? Because I'm listening. So that is the number one thing that we have to adhere as maybe a human or a leader or anything. So, yeah.
So is it okay if I add something to that?
Yes, please.
So this word transformation, I think it's overused.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's change
Motivation and transformation. These two words are used so much.
I know.
And how it relates to AI also, this effective communication is very important for transformation and motivation. So I have a belief, human being, when you are taking action, do you think they will require motivation? You're taking action because you said, no, Minara, that you love to take action.
Yes.
So why do you take this action from? You're already motivated, right? That's why you're taking action. And on top of that, we go for another motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Do you think it's useful? We don't have to motivate people. That's what I think. People are already motivated. But then again, what happens on the process, sometimes they don't see the result. It happened to me. I'm talking from my own experience. Work at it, then finally there is no result. So, but then again, something will happen, again motivated. So what I believe in is that for us, motivation is not required. What we require is inspiration.
And focus on the results.
Exactly. As long as you focus on the result, and that inspiration, it drives you all the time. And ultimately what happens? When you get the result, transformation will happen automatically.
Yes, definitely.
So that's the power of communication, which I think AI will not be able to provide. These days, you see, there are videos. There are AI-driven videos. How it can add value is that there are AI-driven videos. Let's say you record that video once, and you're saying the same content again and again. Or what they do is with these AI-driven videos, they will make it look like that you're saying different content. but the same video.
Same, yeah.
So that is value addition. If somebody is doing a marketing or digital company, or let's say you are a trainer or a coach, right? So let's say you have done one video, and then next time when you do another video, so but you're using the same video, but it looks like you're giving different content.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? It's going to save time. You can put that time to do something else.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the level of AI. That's a value addition. So that's what I said at the beginning. Machine will not replace human. Machine with man will replace human. So that's why we need. One thing I have is the FOMO, fear of missing out. So I always ask my 17-year-old, 13. Always we have this conversation. So what's the new app? What's the new game? Because I want to get updated.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's how we connect also with our family. We say that Gen Zs, they don't connect with us. Yeah. Actually, it has nothing to do with Gen Zs. It's us parents are afraid to connect with them because we look bad, right? I don't want to look stupid in front of my kids.
Absolutely, yeah.
Then we have this facade like, oh, you're my kids, you should listen to me. I have done parenting in that way, but it doesn't give the result. Now what I do, I ask that question. What do you think? And that makes a huge difference. Oh. Trust me, my girls are very closer and I engage with them. And now they come and ask me, my young ones, my two girls, they will ask, what do you think? They will ask me.
Reverse.
So the connection and bonding is very closer.
Yeah. Even I believe that is very important because I have 3 amazing kids at home.
Yes.
And I believe they're like, Mama, can you sit down with us and just have a chat? We'll talk about movies. Even though I don't understand anything about the movie, I'm like, okay, fine. But there was a time when I did not give them that time, like sit down and talk. So there was a small gap between us.
Yeah.
So I felt, no, this is not going...
I've gone through this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had to calm down and tell myself, no, this is more important.
Yeah.
Because they just want to talk to you, speak to you. And that's how you can connect with them.
Right.
So now I take time, I sit down with them, even though I don't understand their Gen Z language. They're still human.
Yeah,
we speak,
exactly.
We speak.
True.
So that's something beautiful, and I think that is very important.
Yeah.
Like even at your workplace, if you're having any issue, go to your boss or go to your colleague or go to someone who will be able to help you out and just speak. Because no one is going to come and eat you up. No.
Yes.
If they can support you in any way, they will. Because you have to voice it out. And it also comes, now for me, personally, I think when I started developing in my communication skills, I realized that I was more able to say no to certain things, which is, I think, a very difficult factor in us, most of us. Majority, if you ask me something, we'll just say, okay, even though your inner self is like, no, I don't have time. But then you want to be a nice person, you bluntly say yes. But now, no, I know to say no. If I am busy, I am busy. If I can do it, I'll do it. So these are things which I developed through developing my communication skills. Like I know what to prioritize. I know how to decide. My choices are more easier for me to make. Like, so, there are so many things that you can work on. If you want to, like I said, if you want to transform, if you want to grow, if you want to change and be the change, it is very important.
One question. So the communication, now you said there are some internal changes.
Yes.
So can you elaborate on that? What do you mean by that, internal changes?
Internal changes. Now, I am a people's person.
For sure.
Yes.
No doubt.
Even if I didn't like doing something, I would say, yes, I'll do it. But deep inside, I'm like, stupid woman, why did you say yes?
Right.
Because there are things which I should be prioritizing more. Say, for example, my family. That's why I said there was a time when I did not have time at all for my kids or my husband or anyone around the house, my loved ones, because I was more invested in going out and helping my friends around, somebody at the workplace. So it was kind of very difficult for me to say no. And even at home, they'll be like, why can't you just say no to them and spend time with us? So, that is on a personal level, that is what I think made a huge impact when I got into these speaking platforms and organizations. And what I learned was that no, like you have a right to say whatever you want to say, because time is very important. That is one very important thing that we learned in communication. Punctuality, time. I am still working on my punctuality. But, even when you speak, don't speak for too long. And because the person listening doesn't have time for that much of a lengthy conversation, just say what is more relevant, more important, and finish it off and see what the outcome is. So that is how, for me, it has worked.
Great. Next question to you.
Yes.
Do you think AI will be able to do that? What's happening internally?
No, never.
Yeah. So that's the point, right?
Yes, yes.
You can have the best of the best AI platform, but what's happening internally, if you really look at it, that platform will be developed only when that internal communication says that, we must do this. This is the way AI can add value. So coming to the conclusion is that yes, AI is good as long as you take it, use it to your advantage. As long as you work with the AI to give value to yourself, to others.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to touch on that.
Wonderful. I had a wonderful time with you. Great learning. And I hope even the audience will take their communication skills to a next level and go to these platforms or organizations which is available island-wide, and learn a few of the tricks or tips you mentioned, like how to, utilize wherever you are speaking, your eye contact, how important tone is, body language, the power of pausing. All these things are crucial, not only in your workplace, but it's very crucial at home as well with your loved ones.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Vihara, for your time. And so for me, psychology is very important. We must focus on the 80% of it.
Yes.
We may know, okay, it's for the non-readers I'm saying, we will know the best restaurant to go and eat any given time. If I ask you, what's the restaurant you want to go and eat? You'll immediately know, right? But if I ask somebody that, okay, hey, what's your best book? They will struggle. So which is whereas that book can help you psychologically 80%. So we must invest on ourselves to build our psychology, strengthen it, rather than having a conversation that, am I good enough? Am I not strong enough? You can have the conversation that, yes, I am awesome at what I do, and I am focusing on the result to get the outcome, basically. So we have the power to focus on that. We don't have to worry, because our mind is always giving us the information, something is wrong here, something is wrong here. If you go and look at the news, like a popular news channel, right, local or internationally, you'll only watch, okay, just for the sake of it, you see, you got the newspaper, right? And you're saying, headline, today was awesome day. Today is a sunny day. Do you think you'll read that newspaper? In local news channel, they're saying, oh, today nobody died. Today, everything was perfect. In TV, they're saying, do you think you'll use that? Will you listen to that news?
No.
Yeah, because our brain is trained in that way We always look for what's wrong, what's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, what's wrong is always available, but so what is right? What is right is me and you having this conversation here.
Yes.
What is right is that you're talking about your family, your workplace. I'm talking about my family and workplace, and creating this positive conversation. Because evil is only prevailing because good is not talking.
Wow.
So the communication internally and externally is very important, especially effective communication. No matter whatever AI comes in, they will never be able to take away that communication power human has. So as a coach or a trainer, right, entrepreneur, it's our responsibility to make sure that we work with AI together so that we can impact ourselves and impact the family, impact the community, impact the country, and impact the world. That's the power.
Absolutely. I just love it. I love this conversation. Thank you so much for being my co-host and enlightening us. With
Hold on. I'm your host.
Yes.
I should have asked, what do you think?
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I hope till next time,
Yes.
we'll come up with a brand new, interesting, just like this,
Yes.
another podcast.
Definitely.
So till then, keep watching.
Awesome. Okay, great.